It's good I caught that. So again, we're holding in the second parak of Kailim with Mishna Gimel. And as we said, a clay cheres is susceptible to tumah when something is in its interior. So, hatahirin sheb'klei cheres, the following earthenware vessels are not susceptible to tumah. Tabla she'ein lo lizbeis, a tablet that doesn't have a rim, because since it doesn't have a rim, it doesn't have an interior. Umachta prutza, an open shovel. That means a flat shovel. It's used to scoop things in and out of the oven. Again, it's open, it doesn't have an interior. Va'abuv shel kaloin. Kaloin are people that toast things. And therefore, abuv is, again, a flat, it's like a flute because it has perforations, this type of scooper, but it's completely flat, and therefore it doesn't have an interior, it's not mekabel tumah. Visilonos, now this is interesting, a pipe. Now a pipe is open at both ends. So since it's open at both ends, it's not a keli, because it doesn't have where to keep. Now the chiddush is, afal pi kfufin, even if the pipe has a bulge, it's not a straight pipe. It's a pipe that goes out and in again. So you could keep fluid in there because the fluid would stay in the bulge. And therefore, afal pi mekablin, even though it does accept, but since it's not made to hold liquid, therefore it's not mekabel tumah. That's for plumbing purposes. The kafkov, and also a cover, she'asu l'sal hapas. Now this cover that's made for the bread basket is not flat cover. It does have an interior, the cover, because you want it, even if the basket is full of bread in the middle, higher than the basket itself, the cover still covers it. So if you would turn the cover upside down, it could hold liquid, but it wasn't made for that purpose. It was made for the purpose of being a cover. And here's another one. Utfi. Now the tfi was a little keli that held oil, but they fashioned it as a cork because the way this little tube is it had a cork-like shape on the bottom of it. And they used it only as a cork to keep the grapes that they shouldn't spoil. Since it was used to be a cork for the grapes and not as a keli, it's not mekabel tumah. V'chavya shel shayotin, and this next one is a barrel of earthenware that was used for swimmers, like we use a rubber tire, right, a float. So it was used for a float for swimmers. So although it had an interior, but it was used as a float and not to contain things. V'chavyis defuna b'shulei hamachatz. This is very interesting. The machatz was a very heavy keli. And just like in a suitcase, you'll have on the sides of the suitcase handles that you could help to lift it up. So this machatz had attached to its walls, it had where you could fit your hands, a bulge where you could fit your hands in to help carry it. Now that area of the bulge actually has an interior. But since it's not used to contain things, even if you turn the machatz over, but it's used as a place where you could grab it with your hands, it's not mekabel tumah. Vamita, a bed. Vakise, a chair. Vasafsel, a bench. Vashulchan, a table. All of these, vasvina, and a boat. Now a boat, even if it has, a rim around the boat, it's not mekabel tumah. That we learn out from a pasuk. V'menorah shel cheres. Now here, this is a candelabra, but this is a candelabra without lamps. The lamp is something else. That's called the ner. So this is a flat surface which you put the ner on. And since this is again a flat surface without an interior, it's not Makabel Tumah. Hari Elu Tahirim. These are Tar. Zaklal. This is the general principle. Kol she'ein loy toich b'klei cheres. Whenever there's no interior in the klei cheres, ein loy acharayim. It doesn't have a back that could be Makabel Tumah. Now, normally, the outside of a klei cheres is not Makabel Tumah anyway, but there are certain exceptions. There is a Tumah to klei cheres with mashkin midrabanan, but that doesn't apply in an event where it doesn't have an interior. What do you want to ask?
What's this titi? Where does it go? Where does the cork to?
It's a vessel that holds grapes.
This thing here holds grapes.
You see what's next to that?
Yeah.
That's what the cork fits into.
So this fits into this.
Right.
Why don't they just use it upside down?
What?
Why don't they just use the top of this and just put it upside down?
That is the tvi.
Oh, this and this and
Now, panos sheyesh by base kibul shemen. Now, this is the panos is a lantern. Now, the lantern was where they put in a fire, and the lantern kept it from being blown out, and the light got out because it was perforated. Now, there's two types of panos. There's a panos that you put in a lamp, but it itself doesn't have any base kibul for holding things. And then there's a panos that has built in it a base kibul for the oil. So panos sheyesh by base kibul shemen, and the lantern that has a place to hold the oil, tameh. If it doesn't have a place to hold the oil, then it's tar. Migufas hayotzmin. Now this is the potter uses a wheel-like contraption to make the pot, and he spins the wheel on the bottom, and on the top he fashions the clay. So migufas hayotzim shu paseach ba, the part of the top of the wheel, which he starts with, which is flat, tahira. But when it's more progressed, then he uses something that is a mold. So that has a base kibul, then that's tameya, then that would be tameh. Mashpech shel balei batim, a funnel. Mashpech is a funnel. So mashpech shel balei batim, an amateur funnel. Of course, a funnel is open at both ends. It's not going to be Makabel Tumah, tar. However, v'shel reichlin, but of a peddler, the peddler uses the funnel also to measure things. And he sticks his finger in the bottom, and then he fills it up, and he measures things with it. And since it's used as a keli for measuring, so then it's tamei, it measures. There seemed to be Messiah that the one of a peddler is Makabel Tumah. Rabbi Kiva has a different reason why it's Makabel Tumah. Rabbi Kiva Aimer mipnei shu mateu al tzidai. He would sell fragrant things like balsam oil, and he would tilt it on its side to give the customers a smell. See how nice this is? And since it was used to hold things to give the customers a smell, therefore it's considered that it has a interior, and it's Makabel Tumah mipnei shu mateu al tzidai. And he gives the buyers to smell from it. I want to remind you that Svira yesterday was 41. Also, I'd like to tell you that Baruch Hashem, we have refreshments covered for Shavuos night. We have learning here in the shul the whole night, and the Warman and Gesserman family have graciously donated to have the refreshments for the evening. We hope you'll come. I'm already preparing. The first year of the evening is going to be new thoughts on Shemona Esrei. I'm preparing new thoughts to have in mind, new kavanas, because one of the challenges of Shemona Esrei is it becomes stale, it becomes robotic. So we're going to be talking about new ideas for Shemona Esrei. And What else? Thank you very much for coming. Also, this Friday night, whoever could come and join our late minyan, it would be good. We had only 10 last week. Then we're going to go, after Yom Tov, we're going to go to an early minyan. Reb Chanani ben Akasha Amar Ratza Kadosh Baruch Hu L'Zaka Yisrael Yisrael L'Fika Chibel Em Torah Mitzvah Shenem Adinai Chafetz Aman Tzidkai Yagdul Torah V'Yadeh.